So today I'll keep it short for 30 minutes inshallah because of few reasons inshallah. But before we can start on the time management, that's our topic, and inshallah one day I can give you a detailed workshop on time management inshallah. But I just want to basically add on what brother who made an announcement, brother Muhammad Amin, brother Amin made the announcement for the kids. So I just want to basically elaborate so that no one can take Ifrat or Tafreed, both the extreme messages from his announcement, about bringing the kids in the masjid. Let's understand the Islamic perspective on it, inshallah ta'ala. So the problem is that we try to see Islam from a predominant philosophies of our time. Again, I know these are loaded words. We try to see Islamic values of Quran and Sunnah with the predominant values of our time, predominant philosophical values of our time. If you are coming from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, you will going to have in your DNA some of the Hindu culture, right? So you will going to see Islamic guidelines based on that. Similarly, if you are coming from Algeria and Egypt and Morocco, then similarly you have different kind of tendencies with the French and French government and others. Similarly, when it comes to the dealing with the kids and disciplining kids in the Western country, you have to understand the predominant Western culture. Is it parent focused or child-centered parenting? What do you think? Child-centered parenting. How many of you have been born or raised, if you're born, you will be raised, born in eastern part of the world, not America, not Britain, but let's say Pakistan, Egypt, Saudi, Sudan. Yeah, can you raise your hand? Okay, how many of you have attended khutbahs in these countries? Raise your hand. You might have seen something that there is more focus, more attention are being given to the rights of the parents. Do you agree? Okay. Once you come here and you listen to Amriki Imams, I'm Amriki Imam, okay, so I'm not talking about anyone else. The more focus is parents should do this for their kids. I'm not saying who is right, who is wrong, both are important. But what it does, basically we don't even understand what's going on. There is a push from philosophy, from a child-centered parenting, that you don't need to teach or tell or even discipline child to what to do. Let him learn or let her learn by herself. That's the preconceived notion in the air you will see in the Western country. Most of you who came here within the first generation, you won't even have time to understand these philosophies because you are too busy in our bread and butter. But our second, third generation will immediately feel that why this imam or khatib is actually exaggerating in one aspect and not another. What it does, whichever aspect of Quran and Sunnah is telling about the rights of kids, we'll be extremely happy, we'll repeat that in the khutbah. But if I'm uncomfortable about the ayah or hadith because it's talking about the rights of parents and what kids have to abide by, then I will be uncomfortable because my entire target is to tell you what are the rights of kids, not what are the rights Allah is asking us from us as a human being. Similarly, between feminism and toxic masculinity, feminism will be extremely happy when the ayat and hadith are being quoted talking about the rights of women. Do you agree? And the toxic masculinists will be extremely happy when the ayat and hadith are being quoted in the favor of men. But this is not how we see Islam, honestly speaking. These binaries are just Western innovation. We see Islam because Allah is the creator of man and woman. Allah is the creator of the kids and the parents. Now what it does, if I will say this, just like brother Muhammad Amin, mashallah, he's a mujahid, mashallah, he said this, that please parents control your kids. If you are coming from a one philosophical background, and that is liberal background, you don't even know that. By the way, most of the people don't know what their philosophical background is. It's okay. It's not like religion. So if you are coming from a liberal background, then you will be uncomfortable of what brother Amin have just announced. How can you say this? Let the kids learn from the environment. Because you are against disciplining kids, you are against basically teaching or advising kids. What I am saying, that do not look at the context of the Quran and Hadith from this perspective. Okay, do we have younger kids in the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? What do you think? Yes. But he didn't say that we should not bring. I'm not trying to defend him, but I'm trying to just defend Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at this point. Okay? There is one hadith which is being quoted from both the sides, liberal Muslims and conservative Muslims, to actually promote their narrative. That hadith says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam led the salah, and he made his salah significantly short. Why? Because of WhatsApp message, Ibn? No. Why? MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Because of, he heard the cry of a baby. And this hadith is sahih. He heard the cry of a baby. Immediately he made salah short in a noticeable fashion, so much so that actually one Sahaba asked him, and he actually clarified that the mother of this baby was praying behind me, and I was thinking that the heart of the mother was attached to the baby. Subhanallah. He's praying, but he's thinking that. So I made salah short so that the mother can immediately attend the baby. Subhanallah, how much considerate he was of the feelings of others as an imam. This is extremely important reminder for the leaders of the community. So this hadith is being quoted by one side of the Muslim community in the West, that, see, here we go, the kids are making a mess, but Rasulullah, instead of yelling, he immediately finished his salah. He did not say, if we were there, we would have said, where is that baby? Let me kill that baby. He did not say that. He said, okay, I did that because of the mother praying behind me. But there's a flip side of it also. You know where was that baby? Was that baby in masjid? Ibn Hajar actually says, one of the commentators of the hadith, that that baby was actually right next to the masjid in the apartment. Back in the days, the apartments were right next to masjid, if you have been to Masjid Nabawi. This also will give you counter narrative, that the babies, if they are crying, they were not in the masjid. So both the sides have the evidences. How would you justify because of your philosophical inclination? This is my point. This is my point. Now, what's the conclusion of this? I will give this conclusion. We are living in a free country. If you want to take it, take it. Otherwise, you can disagree. I'm not prophet. You don't have to blindly follow me. But this is my brief understanding. There are 8 hadiths like this about the kids and the masjid. I just told you one. But the summary and the solution of that is, if you are bringing kids in the masjid, then we should attach our family to the masjid. Then as a parent, we should be a little strict on our kids. As a parent, we should be a little strict on our kids. But as a stranger, we should be soft on the kids of others. Is it clear? So if my kids, let's say Hibban or Fatima or Maryam, these are 3 kids, alhamdulillah, if they do something, I should not wait for someone else to scream at them. I should go and discipline them, that you cannot run in the salah during the salah. I should basically be a proactive person as a parent, so that I won't give chance to others. Is that clear? But if, let's say, someone else's son is running here and there, then I should be a little patient also. Is that clear? This is extremely important to have this balance. This is my 2 cents. Inshallah, one day we can have a separate workshop. This is not the topic. This was just came up because of one of the announcements. Okay, let's start this quickly, inshallah. Within 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'll be done, inshallah. That's why I ask you not to record, because this will be casual, inshallah. Okay, time management. They say in English, there's a proverb, time killing is not a murder. Do you agree with this? Time killing is not a murder, but it's a suicide. Because you are time. You are just X amount of time. Before Salatul Isha, you were young. After Salatul Isha, you are just 1 hour old. And tomorrow Fajr, you will be older. Every single day. Every single day. وَكُلُّ عَامْ وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَى اللَّهِ. They say in Arabic, every single moment, every single year, you are getting close to Allah. The Western culture celebrate birthday. Which birthday? You are getting close to actually death day. I'm not talking about halalness or haramness of birthday. I'm just saying that actually you are getting close to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you should hold yourself more accountable. So let's talk about the time management. I would like to start by saying one of the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are two hadiths I want to share and one ayah I want to share, and then just practical advice inshallah. One hadith in Bukhari, and I want you to tell me the meaning of this hadith. I'll tell you the translation. He says, "Ni'matan maghbun fihima kathirun minan nas, as-sihha wal firaq." He says there are two favors of Allah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there are two favors of Allah He have given to vast majority of people, and vast majority of people maghbun undersell those two favor. Those two favors are as-sihha wal faragh, good health and free time. What are those two favors which Allah have given to most of the people? Good health, free time. We'll talk about this. Now tell me, what did Rasulullah meant sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he said undersell? Most of the people undersell these two favor of Allah. What did undersell means? Yes, Hibban? They don't use it. Yes. What else means? Why use the word undersell? Yes. When do you undersell? When you don't know the value of that thing. If you have give me a car name, a famous car. Ferrari? I don't even know how to write a spelling of Ferrari. Okay, let's take it. Ferrari or Tesla or whatever. If you have a Ferrari of, let's say, $40,000, I'm just using X number, and you will going to come to me and you say, Imam Asif, take this $5,000 Ferrari. You clearly do not know the value of Ferrari, right? You are underselling your Ferrari. This is what underselling is, maqbool means. These are the people, Allah gave them free time and health, and they are underselling free time and health. They don't know the value of this. And actually, one of the messages I got on WhatsApp 6-7 years ago, subhanAllah, when WhatsApp just came, I got the message that if you want to know the value of freedom, go to the prison. You'll know the value of freedom. If you want to know the value of good health, go to the hospitals. You'll know the value of. So similarly, but it was continued, but this is basically what Rasulullah is saying, that do not underestimate the value of free time and free good health you have, and that's why we are discussing this today. Okay, now my question to you is, brothers and sisters, that we have, as a human being, we have invented many time-saving devices. Don't you think so? My uncle actually, my father's cousin, he's almost 80 years old now. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him good health. Ameen ya Rab. He did his Hajj with ship. From India or Pakistan, he went to Saudi for months or 1 year, 2 years, then he came back. He saved the entire time. Now, we can save the entire time by just taking a small flight, buying on Priceline or Orbitz or Google, and this 11-hour flight, you can go to Jeddah, do your Umrah, do your Hajj, right? Now my question to you is, entire year, entire month is being saved, and only 2-3 days are required now for Hajj. So you've saved entire month, isn't it? You don't have to actually travel on the back of the camel. Similarly, back in the days, my dad came here in 78. So he told me that when he have to call his parents back home, he have to take an appointment for 3 days. And then after that 3 days, they will say that at this particular time you can call, come at our office. In 78, that's how, there was no cell phone, nothing. Now we save that entire time by just going to WhatsApp and clicking one button, and I can connect to people throughout the globe. We saved so much time. You will send letters 20 years ago. It's not that old. Baby boomers, you remember, right? That those days, send letters, handwritten letters. You save the entire time by writing, typing on WhatsApp within few seconds and hit the send, and it will go to Saudi or Sudan or wherever you want. My question to you is, where is that time which you saved? You are not traveling on camel. You're not traveling on horses, right? You're not traveling on ship now. You're not writing the hand letters and then going to USPS, if it exists back in the days, to everything is now saving your time. But now my question to you is, where is that time which we are supposed to save? Did you think about this? Back in the days, people achieved so much. Imam Nawawi, do you have his books, Sheikh Ibrahim, here somewhere? Okay. By the way, Imam Nawawi died in 43, 44 years old. Only 43, 44. And at his time, they didn't have computer. Jazakumullahu khairan. This is one of the brief books of Imam Nawawi, by the way. Riyadh al-Salihin. Arba'in Nawawi. You know about the big books? He wrote the commentary of Sahih Muslim, 10 volumes. Shafi, yes, mashallah, it's there. Commentary of Sahih Muslim. Then he wrote 15-volume book, not him after he passed away, someone else, but it's popular with his name, on Shafi Mazhab, 15-volume book, Majmu'. Can you imagine this? And at his time, they don't have computer. They had those pen where you have to dip the pen in the ink and then you have to write. And the man passed away when he was 43, 44-year-old. My question to you is, brothers and sisters, where is that time which we are supposed to save with these technology? And why we are not saving our time? Can you tell me? I'm not giving khutbah, you can tell me. Why? Why we are wasting so much? We have time-saving devices, but we are not saving time. Why? Can anyone give me any idea? Yes, mashallah, social media. What else? If you remove social media, still we are wasting time. But social media is one of the big aspects, and we'll talk about that. What else? Is sports. Okay, what else? Yes. Facebook is social media, that's very good. Basically, we are, instead of using those time-saving devices, we are abusing those time-saving devices. That's a short answer. And I'll tell you one hadith. We all have heard the hadith from Abu Huraira. It's mentioned in many different books, including Musnad Ahmad. He says, "La taqumu sa'a hatta yataqarabu az-zaman." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a day of judgment won't come until the barakah from the time will be reduced so much that time will pass very quickly. And then he says, فَتَكُونُ السَّنَةَ كَالشَّهْرِ. The entire year will feel like as it's a month. And then he says, وَيَكُونُ الشَّهْرَ كَالْجُمْعَةِ. The entire month will look like that it's a week. وَتَكُونُ الْجُمْعَةَ كَالْيَوْمِ. An entire week will look like that it's a day. An entire day will look like that it's a moment. What he's saying, and basically these commentators say, the barakah from the time, Imam Nawawi, same Imam Nawawi actually said in the explanation of this hadith, that the barakah from the time will be reduced. It's the same 24 hours which Imam Nawawi had, which our previous people had, but the barakah will be reduced. Okay, so these are the two hadiths I want to share before I can talk about practicality. Just one ayah and then we will start inshallah. How many of you have memorized Surah Al-Asr? Raise your hand. Okay. If you haven't memorized, say Astaghfirullah al-Azim and make an ambition, inshallah, New Year resolution that you will memorize Surah Al-Asr. Wal asri innal insana lafi khusr. One of my favorite surah, alhamdulillah, because Imam Shafi says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have revealed all what you need about guidance in this surah, subhanallah. Can you imagine this? This is a small surah but so profound. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala start by saying, Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr. That by the time which is passing very quickly, that's the meaning of Asr, that's the translation of Asr. Human beings are in tremendous loss. And if they don't believe, if they don't do good deeds, if they don't advise about the truth to each other, and if they are not practicing patience, they are in that loss. My question to you is, did you notice something? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started with the word Asr. By saying we all are in loss, we have to do something. My question to you is, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started with the word Asr? Why Allah didn't say, Wal Fajr innal insana lafi khusr? Why not? Fajr is also time, right? Huh? Asr, at Asr time, very good. So at time of Asr, life is super busy. You are coming back from work, you see the rush hour, usually at the time of Asr, mashallah. That's why some of the translations also will say the time which is passing very quickly. That's the Asr time. Asr is not the normal time, passing very quickly. But why not Wal Fajr then? Why not Wal Maghrib? Wal Maghrib innal insana lafi khusr. Okay, tell me. Maghrib, the sun already set, day is finished, right? So there is no point of telling to human being that you are in loss, day is already over. Wal Fajr, day have just begun. You still have time, no urgency, you still have time. But Wal Asr, you don't know when the sun will set, at any time. You react right now, become a better person, leave haram things, come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, otherwise you will be in loss. Innal insana lafi khusr. Subhanallah. So basically Wal Asr is telling us, do not waste your time. And actually, who told us this? Imam Razi, rahimahullah, gave a tafsir of this. Imam Razi says, one day I was going in a desert. Listen to this, subhanAllah, beautiful story. How these great people were going to see Quran everywhere, subhanAllah. Imam Razi said, who is Imam Razi? He wrote 33 volume tafsir, Mafatih al-Ghaib, Tafsir al-Kabir. Famous tafsir. Imam Razi says, one day I was walking in desert and I saw a person who was yelling, Ya ayyuhan nas ishtaru minni fa inni bida'at al-waqt. Oh people, please buy from me, I'm selling time. And Imam Razi says, how can this person sell time? How can he sell time? In a desert? He says, this person was interesting to me, so actually I went closer to him. How he can sell time? He said, as soon as I start walking close to him, his plea became louder. Buy from me, ishtaru minni, buy from me, I'm selling time. Imam Razi says, this person looks crazy to me. How can he sell time? He said, when I went close to him, then I realized that this person is selling ice in a desert. And every single moment, if he's unable to sell his ice, that ice is melting. So his acid, fixed acid, is melting, which is not fixed. It's melting. And he is trying to do everything so that he can earn something. He said, by looking at this man, I understood the tafsir of Surah Al-Asr. How? We have ice with us, that is our human life. And the problem is we don't even know the size of the ice. We can fool ourselves that we will live in 75 years old and then I will die with enjoying my 401k. You know, subhanAllah, today morning, I just heard one of my friend in New Jersey. This morning, subhanAllah, I was shocked that his sister, whenever I would go to him, whenever I visit New Jersey, I would stay with him. His sister, she had 3 kids. She just passed away in the morning, in 30s. She had cancer, and then all of a sudden, chemo happened. She became better, but then again came and it became spread in her body. And she passed away this morning after Salatul Fajr with 3 kids. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive her. Ameen ya Rab. But this is our life. This is our life, literally. They say, Al-waqtu ka-sayf, fa-illam taqatta'ak qatta'ak. In Arabic, they say that time is like a sword. Time is like a sword. If you won't consume the time properly, time will going to cut you. So it's very important for us to manage our time properly because we don't know when our ice will melt. Because the moment our ice will melt, I have given number of days to prove a point in the dunya to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can a believer even waste their time? Don't talk to me about halal haram things about, okay, is it halal to watch Super Bowl? We are talking about, we have limited time to prove a point. Don't talk about fiqh discussion, come to the fiqh class. Let's talk about how to make our time more productive. This is extremely, extremely important. I'm not going into the details. Let's start with the practicality, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, number 1. Do you know how much time an average American spends on social media? Or let's put cell phone. Cell phone. How much time an average American spends on cell phone? Yeah, 6 hours. How many? 6 hours. Do you know what it means? Almost, if I'm not mistaken, 1/3 of your life. If you take 8 hours, okay, 1/3 of your life. You can just a little less than 1/3 of your life. How much? And there's a research. By the way, this is 2021. I'm pretty sure it has gone up. Research. If a person gives 5 continuous years, 4 hours every single day, he will be able to get his PhD. And you are giving 6 hours. Let me ask you, what did you learn? And I'm not saying that we don't do anything productive. Some of the work-related things we do on cell phone also. I know this, so I don't want to make it very fascinating. We do sometimes productive works also. But 6 hours, is it really worth of our time? We have to ask ourselves. Means you don't need to be online on WhatsApp all the time. You can fix time, okay, in the morning, in the evening, I can respond to all the messages. It's okay. If you are one of those brothers and sisters that is forwarding all the messages, necessary or unnecessary, on WhatsApp groups, say astaghfirullah azim right now. You don't need to. Hashtag who cares? I know when brothers and sisters get old, they have time, They realize that everyone will going to read these messages and these are important messages, but sometimes it actually create harm, darar, harm. Did that other person invite you that you can add him into different WhatsApp groups? Did he give you permission? If he didn't, and you are just adding him and sending him messages, can you imagine how much time will be taken by this? And if he's not reading, she's not reading, then you are feeling offended. Be very productive on social media, because social media is like a knife. You can cut the fruit and give it to others, which is a good thing, and you can cut the throat of someone, and you can harm yourself. This is extremely important, so we have to be extremely productive. You know, one more thing, subhanAllah, about social media. People have this really bad habit of watching the same old video on YouTube, especially sports. Which sports you guys like? You like Super Bowl? I came from Boston, so I am just telling you. Okay, I don't want to spark a debate here. So let's say Super Bowl. I like cricket also. So whether Super Bowl or cricket is not one small animal in your house, that's different cricket. Or it's not even a cell phone company. Just Google it, cricket in Pakistan, India, and then you will see cricket. Okay, but whatever sports you are playing or you are a fan of, some people have this bad habit of looking at the same clip on YouTube, which they have seen at least 11 times before. What's the point? Wasting time. Wasting time. Means, okay, you have seen, and we'll talk about the important versus unimportant, necessary versus unnecessary. But same video. If it's a dawah related thing, if you're learning something, that's good. If it's Quran, listen to 100 times. It will be beneficial in Akhirah. But what LeBron James is going to give you in Akhirah? No, tell me. Nothing. Okay, is it haram to see his video? I don't see any evidence to say it's haram to see a live match of LeBron's and these. But to see it continuously, you're wasting your time. You have limited time in this dunya, habibi. Is that clear? So that's, and by the way, I'm culprit also. You will remind me, I'll remind you. That's how it will go, inshallah. Similarly with our news. How much you will going to see in the news? Means you can take, okay, 5-10 minutes every single day I will see the news. But if you're looking at news, every single thing is red alert, headlines. This is a waste of time. Stay connected, see the news, but be productive in your time. Some people try to just see the news so that they can fix the problem of the entire world, but they have problem in their own family because of this. So fix that first. So whatever you are doing, be productive. Be productive. Make a schedule. This is one request I have with all of you. Okay, how to do it? I would say there is an algorithm. I wished I have a PowerPoint, but let's try to focus on this. If you take time management course in these colleges and pay $4,000 for this course, we are teaching you for free now, inshallah. Okay, let's take this as a whiteboard. Actually, subhanallah. There are 4 combinations. Remember, less important, more important, and less necessary and more necessary. Okay, let's keep it that way. Or less urgent, more urgent. Okay. So less important, more important, and less urgent, more urgent. Remember this. So there are 4 combinations you will get. One is, which is more urgent and more important. When you wake up in the morning, give yourself 5 minutes after Salatul Fajr to figure out these 4 things, okay? First thing is more important and more urgent. That's the first thing. For a Muslim, brother or sister, what should be more important and more urgent for me? Yes, Hibban? Prayer, mashallah. Prayer comes for a specific time, it's urgent. And prayer is important? No, Allah can forgive the prayers. No, Allah cannot. You can, obviously, if Allah one day He can, we don't know. But if you are saying وَتَكُونُ مِن بَعْدِهِ قَوْمًا مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ, then it's a problematic stance to start with. So, to have this attitude of more urgent and more important, it have to come for the prayers. Okay, live UFC match. Is it more urgent? Yes, it's urgent because it's a live match. But is it important? So I will keep in more urgent but not important because it's live. Is that clear? Similarly, more important but not very urgent. Can you give me any example? Yeah. Hiban, let others participate also, inshallah. Study for test. If test is coming after 2 days, you can study anytime. Sometimes it's urgent, sometimes it's not urgent, but you have to study, it's important. You have to pass that exam. So that's very good. Then there is a fourth thing which is not urgent at all and not important at all, and still we do some things. And what are those things? Most of the things. What are those things? Most of the things means you are using WhatsApp not to respond to someone. You are, okay, let me just see previous messages. Why he used active tense, not passive tense. Why you are doing this, subhanAllah. Same messages you are reading. And young people, you do this all the time. I know, subhanAllah. I have seen, subhanAllah, some people are so addicted that immediately they will say salam. The first thing, cell phone will come out and they'll see the same old messages. Scroll down. Have you seen that? You're opening Facebook, you don't have any intention to check the news, you don't have any intention to post something, or Twitter. You just have to see, okay, because it's your habit, it's your subconscious. This is where it's not important and it's not urgent. And that is wasting your time. Every day in the morning, try to make a list. More important, more urgent, that's number one. Then more important, less urgent, and then more urgent, less important, and then final thing, if you have time, obviously everyone loves to relax. We have to find halal options for relaxing. So we have to find out, and we have to keep that as a fourth option. This is basically how you'll manage your time. If you have a habit of sleeping after Fajr, I would highly recommend change that habit. Okay, just YouTube it. The habits of most successful people. What you will going to see? The habits of Rasulullah and Yusuf alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam, right? No. On YouTube, what you will see, who are the successful people on YouTube? Elon Musk, and then Steve Jobs, and Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos. Why they are saying success? Money. Remember this. Their success paradigm and our success paradigm is different. Sometimes we use the same language, but we have different meanings. For us, success is, even if you are a poor person, you are successful if you will go to Jannah. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةِ. For us, Bilal is successful and Fir'aun isn't successful. But if Fir'aun was alive today, he must have a YouTube channel with 1 million followers, and he would have said how I became successful. And our Muslim people would love to take selfie with him. Fir'aun, duck-face selfie. Because we also, in the Western countries, Muslim also have a defeatist mentality, and we are going with their success definition as FIR. It's not haram to earn wealth, it's actually encouraged by the way. Okay, coming back. When you will see these materialistic successful people, they, almost all of them, you will see them that they wake up early and they would try to do all the things before even the rest of the world is awake. Before we are going to start our work at 8 or 9, their primary work is done. Psychologists say golden hour. Does anyone know what golden hour means? The first hour you wake up. We as a Muslim are supposed to pray in the golden hour. Subhanallah. You revive your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What a beautiful day to start. Beautiful way to start your relationship. And then you start and go to work. You don't sleep. But obviously, Muslims, we have a bad habit. I go to gym, and this is by the way not in Dallas only. New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and even in Dallas. When you go to gym after Salatul Fajr, it's really makruh, if not haram, to see any Muslim in the gym at that time. Yes, Muslims will come after Zuhur Salah, after Salatul Asr, after Salatul Maghrib. Because Muslims are, mashallah, sleeping after Salatul Fajr, if they have their Salatul Fajr. We need to wake up early. That's also something practical perspective. Organize your schedule. This is very important. You should know in the morning what you are doing. Try to take at least 5 minutes in the morning before you start anything. Take a piece of paper or a whiteboard and write it down that this is what I need to do, more urgent, more important, and then lesser than that, and then eventually what in terms of choices I have. If I have extra time, I will do this. So get organized. By the way, Prophet Muhammad was extremely organized. I told you that I would finish in 20 minutes. I took more than 20 minutes. I'll just finish in 2-3 minutes. Prophet Muhammad used to go to his wives after Salatul Asr. He had the schedule. So basically we see a proper schedule is coming from Rasulullah. After Salatul Fajr, he would wait in the masjid and he would interact and socialize with the Sahaba, as narrated in Sahih Muslim and Musnad Ahmad and different hadith. So this is something which it's also important, subhanAllah. We can continue about this, but the final thing is that within 29 days, the year 2023 will be over. For us, Hijri calendar is more important. You know that, right? For us, Hijri calendar is more important. But obviously, all of our routine work is being considered with this calendar. So when New Year will come, everyone will going to make in this American mainstream culture New Year resolution. Do you know this? Okay. Tell me, what is the number one New Year resolution for Americans? Losing weight. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. That's why gym membership go skyrocketed in the month of January. But obviously after the month of January, it will come down again. And obviously it's not haram to basically take care of yourself. We also believe al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa ahabbu min al-mu'min al-da'if, that a strong believer is better and beloved in the sight of Allah than the weak believer. We have this idea. It's not only about the spiritual strength, it's about even physically being strong. We should be presentable. But now, should we reduce our New Year resolution or New Year spiritual resolution to bodily things? No. Our spirit, our soul is more important than any other thing. Our relationship with Allah is more important than any other thing. So let's do this. Let's think about that, how much time I have wasted in 2023, and maybe in 2024 I will actually use my time. Because see, when Rasulullah SAW went to Medina the last year before he passed away, he saw the Jewish people fasting. He says, if I will be alive next year, I will fast twice. Do you remember that hadith? Obviously he didn't witness the next year, but he's saying that next year, if I will be alive, I will do this. So let's say, we don't know if you'll be alive in 2024, because life is so short. But if you'll be alive, let's make a resolution. Let's make a resolution. If I'll be alive in 2024, there's so many years have wasted that I want to memorize this surah of the Quran. I would fool myself. 2024 will come, I will memorize this surah of the Quran. Maybe Surah Kahf, maybe Surah Yusuf, maybe Surah Yasin. Now let's start with that. One ayah every single week, not more than that, and I will be done. Then I have some problems with few individuals. Next year, I will going to make sure that I will work on my personality and I will apologize them and I will make sure that everything in relationship will improve. Make good resolutions. This is how you basically make your time productive. Okay, now let's end this with some good resolution, inshallah. Tell me what can be your good resolution before you stand from here. That okay, I will actually do this, I'm going to bring a positive change in my life, so that remaining life, whatever time I have, I'll use it in a productive way. Tell me. Yes. Make dua after salah. If you're not making dua after salah, then make dua after salah. That's very good, mashallah, Hibban. What else? Yes. Pray salah on time. Excellent. I know some people are struggling on Salatul Fajr. Aren't we? Right? Okay. Now, subhanAllah, winter is coming. When is Salatul Fajr here in IANT? 6:30? 6:30. When else you will going to start praying Salatul Fajr? In summer? One of my guests came yesterday from London, a famous da'i, and I asked him, when is Salatul Fajr in summer in England? Do you know when it is? 1 a.m. in summer, in the peak of summer. 3 a.m. is Massachusetts, man. Just come to Massachusetts in summer where we used to pray at 3:30. Yeah. But subhanallah, can you imagine this? Can you imagine? So we have good opportunity. MashaAllah, we are in Texas. MashaAllah. Start praying. And one of the impediment for us praying Salatul Fajr, as he said, is we are sleeping late. Try to sleep early. 2-3 days, you have to make an adjustment in your schedule and then it will be fine, inshallah. Okay, what else for the resolution? I know some of you are struggling with some of the bad habits without taking the name. I know everyone know what I'm talking about. Some of you are struggling with some bad habits, whether it's spiritual habits, whether it's physical bad habits, whether it's sensual bad habits. What you have to do, make a commitment, resolution, that I'll try to become a better person for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the best time. Ask. Motivate yourself. What else? What else can be the resolution? Tell me. Yes. Less social media. Yes. Or productive social media. Maybe in future you will work in IT and you will get job in social media. You cannot say this, I will work less, but be productive. Whatever you're doing either from a consumer standpoint, good channels, or from a producer standpoint, you're producing. You're not just wasting time there. Either consumer, healthy content, or producer, producing healthy content. Nothing else. Is that clear? Hiban, you already gave one. Okay. Last. Yeah. Okay, so basically whenever you do something bad, say astaghfirullah. That's also very good. Do tawbah. Any final thing before we can end? Any final thing before we can end? Yes, Sheikh Ibrahim. Getting married? Okay, I'm kidding. This is Sheikh Ibrahim. I don't know what's your last name. Okay, he said that one of the resolutions for the single to get mingle in a halal way, right? And to get married. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all the young brothers and sisters righteous spouse. Ameen. Why you are saying Ameen? I know you are married, brother Riyaz. I know you're married. I'm kidding. Okay, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. I'll end here inshallah. I'll see you all next time. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.